new reels, and some of the jigs that we didn't cover in our previous videos. The only thing that reminds me that it's a Rev is just that bit of red.
Yeah.
That bit of red there. Everything else just looks like a Saltiga.
Just keep going, two hands.
Bro,
Alright, so we've got the new 𝓔𝓷𝓪 lure. Explain to me what this one is. Actually, no, sorry, it's 𝓪.𝓴.𝓪.
So to my knowledge, the G2 concept is, if you look at the top here, it says jet propulsion.
Yep.
The whole concept behind this is it's supposed to be shaped similar to like a helicopter blade.
Okay.
Strike!
What's up, team? We're back at ISO fishing again with Will and our special guest, 𝓵𝓪𝓲𝓪𝓪. Anuar, Bream Whisperer. You guys might remember who he is. He's been away, but he's back. He's been away. Where you been, man?
Western Australia, Perth, man. So,
West Coast.
West Coast.
West Coast. Living it up. Anyway, he's here. We're gonna go through some rods, new rods for shore jigging, potentially some heavier rods, new reels, and some of the jigs that we didn't cover in our previous videos, and we're going to go through that in a bit of detail. What do you reckon, boys?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Ready to get started. Let's go.
All right, man. Reels.
Reels indeed.
Let's go. Let's go. And we've got a good mix of new reels in the market, and we're going to go through it. What do you want to start with?
Well, let's start with the brand new 𝓪𝓾 𝓣𝓪. This literally just got released a couple of days ago. So the 𝓪𝓾 𝓣𝓪, it's essentially, if you guys know your 𝓪𝓾s, I'm sure Anuar's very familiar with them. Loves his Shimanos. So these ones, it's like the standard 𝓪𝓾 𝓣𝓾, I believe, the newest like kind of gunmetal grey color one, but it's a lot lighter. So they've added a lot of components which are a lot lighter. I believe it's a Magnum light rotor, potentially a lighter body, and they've put in all of the new tech, including the infinity loop. Have you heard of that one, infinity loop?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard about
What's that?
Yeah. So what that is pretty much when the line pretty much goes onto the spool,
Yeah.
you won't overlap as much.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much will go side to side, really.
Look, let's be honest. Shimano does the best when it comes to the, what do they call it, the line lay.
The line lay, yes.
I don't think anyone can beat it, man.
Yeah.
And that's from a Saltiga fan.
That's true.
And that's what I noticed as well. Well, compared to the older XD as well, this one is heaps lighter.
Yeah?
Yeah, very light.
We're not weighing today.
Yeah,
we're not weighing
today, but trust me, on my word, XD, this one, yeah, it's a lot lighter compared to the older one. Doesn't mean I'll get it, but yeah, it's my older one.
No, but these are absolutely beautiful. It does have a lot of new tech, but I think that's the main one, that slow oscillation, that infinity loop, will help you cast further. One really cool feature that it brings to the table is that when your drag's peeling off, having the line move up and down really quickly, right, it vibrates the rod. So it makes the drag less consistent. With that really perfected line lay, it actually makes your drag run really smooth. So in the actual rod, there'll be less shuddering. It'll kind of nicely, smoothly go out. So that's actually a really good, lesser known feature about it, but that thing's going to be absolute killer.
Is that a high gear?
This one, the one that we've got here is 5000 XG, I believe. Yeah.
They come in both?
So for this one, unfortunately not. So the 5K is just an extra high gear.
Right.
Yeah. But other sizes have different speeds.
Which is perfect for shore jigging. So.
Yeah. Spot on. For the lighter shore jigging stuff, it'd be perfect.
All right.
Okay, next one.
Next, man.
The Daiwas. So, one also new one that came out is the Revelry. This one is 5000, which has the aluminium body. So it's in the HD range. So aluminium body, it's got obviously the new air drive system as well. So that includes the rotor, the bail, the main shaft, a bunch of new features to make it smoother.
Yeah.
So Anuar, I'm going to hand this one over to you because you are the Daiwa guy. How's it feel?
That's Anuar.
Come on,
bro. That's Anuar there.
He's Mr. Shimano.
Yeah, but I've noticed that a lot of the new reels that are coming out now, they've got the what's the
cuts in it?
Yeah, the cuts.
Yeah, cuts in the spools, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a couple of things. Design-wise, I think is the main factor.
Yeah.
But also the fact that having a few cuts, it does reduce weight a little bit too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Would it be more like around the airflow as well, like so it doesn't heat up as well?
You know what? That's actually a good point because if the air flows through there, that drag heat can actually dissipate through the bottom as well. So that's a good point. Yeah.
Hold on a different point, it's also more parts for like, what do you call it? Salt
to get in.
So I think it's a bit of a balance, right? Like it'll make it lighter, but there's more ways for salt and for build up to occur.
Real. Yeah.
But it looks nice, man. The only thing that reminds me it's a Rev. It's just that bit of red.
Yeah.
That bit of red there. Everything else just looks like a Saltiga.
It looks absolutely amazing. Yeah. The gold and the darker colours, 100%.
All right, man.
Yeah, beautiful looking reel. But yeah, that one I do just want to mention with the cuts though, just to go back on that for a second.
Yeah.
I think the reason why Daiwa puts the cuts and they don't care too much is because they're pretty confident with mag seal. So if they're confident that mag seal's going to keep water out, it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of salt water getting in there. Having said that, clean your reels. Simple as that.
Of course. Yeah.
Don't run under a tap. Just get a spray bottle, spray it down, wipe it down. You're good.
Yeah, like a mist, pretty much. Mist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just a mist function.
Yeah.
That's it. Next one, the Certate SW. So this one,
24. This one.
24 model. Exactly. For Shimano, you know a lot about Daiwa.
He's been watching the videos.
He has.
He's been watching the Daiwa videos, man.
Not enough to convert me though.
Eventually. Soon. But yeah, this one, essentially, it's a 2019 Certate with the air drive design. So, to be completely honest, has a 21 Certate, the SW. But yeah, it does have the new air drive design, similar to the Revelry.
Yeah.
It improves a lot. It just makes it a bit a bit smoother to wind.
Yeah.
So things like that just will feel better. Having said that, this thing is absolutely very rigid, very powerful, super solid.
So look, it reminds me of my 8000 Certate, just had a small body.
Yeah, compacted down.
Yeah.
So it's got heaps of power and a small body, big gears still, so you get a ton of torque on it.
The looks hasn't changed much, man. To be honest,
it's a classic Certate.
You can't tell.
Yeah,
classic Certate.
Classic Certate.
So look at
No, it does look good. So what, the 21 didn't have the 6000 before?
Oh no, it did have the 6000, but it didn't have the air drive.
Didn't have the air drive.
So
that's the only thing that's different between that and the 24.
Pretty much. Slight design changes. They've actually remodeled the engine plate, the body and stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
But the internal gearing and stuff, to my knowledge, is pretty much the same. Bearings pretty much the same.
Yep.
But then the air drive system that they've incorporated, that's made it a lot smoother.
Yeah.
that previous 5000 Certate, that 6000 Certate was a killer, eh? That was like, a lot of people had those.
Yeah. It's at a good price point. Absolutely beautiful reel. Competes with the Saltiga in terms of quality.
Yeah.
But obviously, I like a couple $100 less, so it works really well. Yeah.
All right. What's next, man?
Speaking of the Saltiga, one of the best sellers for us, Anuar. You have the honours. How does it feel?
Doesn't feel as better as the Stellar. It does feel a lot smoother compared to the Certate.
Yeah.
But again, you know, it is a Saltiga. You're paying what you get, pretty much. But talk about it. What's the difference between that?
So this one, well, the Saltiga's never really made this kind of size. It's a newer 5K.
That's true,
right.
So brand new edition.
Okay.
That's actually really welcome, especially in Sydney, because at least for the customers at ISO, a lot of the boys are using 4, 5, and 6Ks off the rocks. Because we get a lot of bonito, we get Taylor salmon, rat kings here and there. As much as we'd all want like a longy or like a massive king, it's not always an option, right? So for those kind of smaller species, that works extremely well. But yeah, it's got pretty much, as you'd expect, Saltiga gearing, really big gears, really tough gears. G1 𝓷𝓪, if I'm not mistaken. It's a very tough material.
But in the 5K.
Yep, in the 5K as well. You'll notice that it's got a fair bit of weight. So they have actually, look, they've reduced weight compared to other reels in that size, but they don't try to reduce weight too much because it'll compromise power.
Yeah, correct.
So you can think of this as a small, compact, extremely powerful type reel.
So it's a flagship in direct competition with the Certate.
In a way, yes. It's a step up. Look, the quality of pretty much every component will improve. I think the gears are actually very similar. But then things like the bearing, the mag seal, all of that does improve. And if your body gets more rigid and there's less flex on it, it's actually got much better waterproofing as well. It's better longevity. Yeah.
This guy's good, man.
Pay the extra bucks. Pay the extra bucks.
Pay the extra bucks.
That's it.
All right. And we got the final one here. I know we went through this with quite a bit of detail in our last video.
Well, man. I'm going to throw you under the bus here. Do you remember what we spoke about?
Oh, man, something about ADD.
I think it's ADHD, that's me.
Man, I can't remember the gears. It's just 8,000, isn't it?
It's a 14,000 extra high speed.
14,000.
Yeah.
So 14,000 does have the gear. Oh no, the metal. Oh,
the 𝓷𝓷𝓳𝓪 drag.
𝓷𝓷𝓳𝓪 drag.
That was a really big improvement, but that's in the bigger sizes.
Oh, okay.
So 18 through to 25,000. That's not released quite yet. However, this still runs the older Daiwa ATD drag, which has performed amazingly. So
well, I think the main call out again is the size with that. It's just huge, man. It is a lot heavier.
It's just a 14?
Oh, 30 grams.
14k.
That's a 14,000 extra high
You
speed.
can feel the weight, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
You know what they
gotten
say?
heavier.
You know what they say?
What they say about 14k Saltigas. Yeah,
Now,
okay.
these things are extremely powerful. Literally just built with only power in mind.
Yeah.
Once again, they weren't trying to reduce weight. It was only just power and
It's just grunt.
just pure force right there.
You know what? I wish we had the new stellars ready, but we don't have it available yet to really compare and talk about. When it does, we'll do another video. But we wanted to do it with Anuar.
The one and only.
Man. Sorry, man. He had to touch the Daiwas. And he's
It's a bad day for Anuar.
Hey, he's smiling, touching his Daiwas. So
That's it.
it's a win for us.
Eventually.
Any other call-outs with these reels?
Well, all of these are a bit in the higher price point. Obviously, you guys spoke about some of, I guess, a bigger range. You guys have the Saltis and whatnot as well. Beautiful reels. We only mentioned some of the higher end ones to kind of just touch up on that a little bit. So
Well,
that's about it.
if you take a look at our previous video on shore jigging, we did go to quite a bit of detail about the different price points. So this is just an update on the newer reels. All right, man, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Let's get on to the next thing.
To the rods.
All right, Will. So we got some rods here.
Yes, we do.
Let's talk about what have we got.
Okay, so we're starting with the Zenaq. I believe this is the.
Oh, I'll start with the
Sonio.
cheapest one, huh?
Start with the cheapest one.
No.
I was about to bring out a Shimano. So that's the Zenaq.
Right.
Oh, I got it. One was here, right? Okay, so we've got the Zenaq Sonio 93M RG.
Okay.
This one is a PE3 rod, can cast up to 100 grams. Perfect with like a 6,000 or 5,000 SW reel.
Oh,
That's Saltiga.
Sonia to 100 grams.
You can do up to 100.
Wow.
To be completely honest though, does up to about 80 pretty comfortably, 100's pushing it.
Yeah.
I'd say the optimum cast range is 40 to 80,
Yeah.
but it depends on the person as well.
That used to be the most popular rod. Remember that the Sonios,
Yeah.
But they were like up to 60, wasn't it? That one's 80 grams. 80.
Yeah, it was 80. It was 80 around that 60 mark.
It could have been in a previous
Models,
in
yeah.
a previous model,
Yeah.
but to my knowledge, as far as I've seen the Sonios, I believe it was 100 max. It's just that 100s don't cast the best. People stuck to 80.
Yeah, okay.
That's probably
So
why.
they're all like now R guides now? All the
RG
Zenaqs?
guides.
RG guides,
RG
yeah.
guides.
So they do have, depending on which model, they've got an Ocean Guide, which is a K Guide model.
Yeah.
And also the RG, which is that like really small reverse K Guide type thing.
Yeah.
They've also got a ton more guides. I believe that has 13 guides on a 9'3" rod.
Yeah.
So that's, it's kind of Zenaq specialty.
Yeah,
Helps you
okay.
cast further, less wind knots.
Yeah, less been knots, yeah.
There are downsides too, which is you can't cast like a massive 𝓷𝓷𝓳𝓪 through it. It's got 100 pound on there, it's good luck. But
Yeah, you won't get it through.
We use 180. What reel would that pair with, man? 8,000?
with a 5 or a 6K in the salt water.
6,000.
Yeah,
Let's try that, bro.
that's the one. Feel free to pop it on. We'll check it out.
Don't drop anything. Don't drop it. You drop it, you buy it.
But hey, he'll be excited. He finally gets to try Daiwa then.
Yeah, it might convert me.
He might.
So a 6K would be perfect with this.
Yes.
Man, it actually looks good with that reel.
Cosmetically, that matches very well.
Which is your best seller a few years ago, right? It was the Certate with the Sonio.
Oh yeah.
That was the go-to.
Yes, 100%.
You see all these teenagers with them off the rocks.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's
A fair
perfect.
few of them out there now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's nice, eh?
Yeah.
Bounces right on that fork grip.
Yeah. And it's got that bit of weight as well at the back, which is good.
Go load it, man.
Loading test?
Loading
Let's
test,
go
man.
for it.
So you
Make sure
say
that joint's in.
So you say what, 80 gram max?
80 gram. Look, 80 gram comfortably max. If you wanted to chuck 100 on there, you could.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't feel like it responds that well to it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh, bro, look at
Keep going.
Nah,
Keep going. If
Easy.
it's breaking, let's break it on camera.
Yeah, easy.
That's the one thing you gotta say about Zenaq, man. Like it loads well with
It loads the and plus like no pressure on your back. You know, when you're fighting a fish. But the biggest fish that I caught on my Zenaq was the GT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was easy.
And that didn't have.
Yeah,
no
it's
hurt.
good. It's good for us old fellas, older fellas with our pull backs and.
Yeah. And what's the price range on this one, Will?
That one's going for 1049.
1049.
So 1049.
Okay, so this is more like your high end stuff. Then,
It's right on the top end, man.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just not. It's not that much cheaper than the Mythos, huh?
Well, it's technically speaking kind of a part of that 𝓪 range.
Yeah,
Because that 𝓪 is all of their shore jigging stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a very similar price point. I think the 100Hs and stuff are what, like $200 more, $300 more?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect for you.
Beautiful. So Benito.
6K. Benito. A lot of buddies.
That's next,
Alright, what's the
brother.
next one?
Next one, so also in the Zenaq range, here's the 100H Type R.
Type R
Specifically
now?
Type R, yes.
So what's the difference between Type R and then, say, the other one?
And the other one, just a standard RG. So,
VTech.
VTech, exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's
pretty loud.
Like when I cast it,
That's actually spot on, no.
no, because my 𝓪 is not a Type R. It's an R guide.
Yeah.
But stock. Yeah, pretty much stock.
Yeah.
Pretty much stock. So what's the difference between Type R and then like to the older model?
So the main difference is you'll notice slight difference in the guides.
Okay.
So the Sonio doesn't run that system yet. There's no Type R Sonio as far as I'm aware now.
Yep.
But the 100H Type R, it has the, I guess, revised reverse K guides.
Ah, okay.
That's a bit of a new one, slightly larger than previously, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Also different shape. It's got the same amount of guides. It's got a lot of the same guides for the top part.
Okay.
But that stripper and that guide right above it is a different guide system. Also, for the Type R, the main two differences would be single wrap bindings.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Previously, the other ones had double wraps.
Okay, so it'll be more lighter then.
Spot on. So same blank, but lighter. It feels more responsive. So there's that.
Getting close to that. Let me see it. Look at that, man.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's perfection, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Hadi's getting very touchy-feely with this
it
rod.
looks really nice. It's just really good. Like, the quality, you can see it.
You can.
Yeah.
You
You know,
can.
rather than just hearing about it.
That's why I never use my one.
It's on display.
My wife's like, "Are you going to use that rod?" No.
No. It's just
Hang it up on the wall.
Just for the looks. No, but this is good. So what would you shoot with this one? Quite real.
So this one, this fits a saltwater in about like 8 or 10K.
8
So
to
SW 8 or 10K. You can do up to a 14.
No,
So we don't have an 8 here.
Yeah, you can put the 14.
14 bit too heavy?
Yeah, heavy, man.
Look, it runs, the rod's rated up to P5. If you just put a lighter line on that 14, it'll still work fine.
Our old Mythos was P5, wasn't it? Or was it P6?
My one's was heavy. What's heavy?
Double H P6.
P6.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that, the double H with that P6 or the 14K, beautiful match. That's perfect.
It's a different setup now, eh?
Yeah.
Also, actually, yes, that's the second part of the Type R that we want to mention.
Yeah.
Which is that carbon reel set, and we'll just
Carbon reel set.
carbon reel set indeed.
Set.
Yeah.
Oh, you're blocking the camera, brother. Oh, yeah. Looks different, huh?
Yep,
Got
very
a matte
different.
finish.
So it's carbon and rubber infused reel seat. So essentially, they've designed this specifically from Zenaq. So it's not a Fuji reel seat anymore. It's by Zenaq.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And what it's supposed to reduce kind of like twisting of the reel, so you get a much more stable action in the reel. So it's not moving around too much.
Not moving as much.
Yeah, and it shouldn't unlock on you as you're fishing.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of the Fuji reel seats, people cast say 15, 20, 100 times, and then it starts coming loose. This one shouldn't have that issue.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I tend to keep
Tightening
making
it,
sure,
yeah.
making sure that it's
Does that feel
locked.
like that with this one? That feels different?
It's locked,
The
literally.
funny thing is, this one, if you over tighten it, because it's carbon, you can actually crack it. So you do want to be careful of that. Once it kind of locks in, give it like an extra click or two, leave it at that. Should be pretty solid.
Kingies.
No, we'll be rough on that stuff.
Lock it up, bro. Let's go load it. Let's go load it, bro.
Let's load this up. You can go pretty hard on this, so 2 hands.
Yeah.
This is the Type R.
Yeah.
Is it 10 foot?
Yep, 10 foot P5. Go for it, 2 hands. Come on.
Come on, bro.
Bro.
Come on, bro.
Easy.
That's that red bass. What's that fish?
Red bass.
Yeah, what is it? A red bass?
The best. No, it's good, man. But again, like no pressure on your back, not whatsoever, bro. Like pretty much takes everything out when you're like fighting a fish.
Yep.
Which is and again, what this is like 14? How much of this?
It's about 13.49 if I'm not mistaken. 13.99.
Oh, you got it close,
Double check
man.
that for you. 13.49.
Yeah, okay. I think it's gone up these days, huh?
Yeah, that Type R had to go up.
Which is crazy, bro.
No, its quality is on it.
Oh, exactly. Thank you, Hadi.
All right.
Yeah, get this wheel.
What's the next one?
So this one is going to be the double H. Is a double, actually, no, sorry, the 95H.
95, hey?
Yes.
Type R as well?
Type R as well. Very similar to the 100H in terms of specs, but it's a P6 max.
Okay. And
shorter.
And 9-foot.
Yep, 945.
Okay.
Okay.
So this one's a bit more tuned to your stick baits.
Yeah.
You can do stick baits with pretty much both the rods, but 95H being a slightly shorter rod, it's going to give you a more responsive action for those stick baits.
Yeah.
But you can still do jigs very well. So they kind of call this the most versatile rod in the series.
Okay.
How many grams max for stick baits? 90?
For stick baits, I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's around 200.
200?
It's something stupid. And
serious?
for jigs, you can do, let's double check it here. I could be crazy. Okay, so for stick baits up to 180, and I believe jigs up to 230.
180.
Yeah.
Wow. 180, bro. Bro, 180 is really heavy for us. Like,
Bro, 100 grams, 120 grams is... You were throwing 120s.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah. It was like,
110. I can't remember now.
okay. And again,
Still pretty big.
Type R.
Type R, that's correct.
Yeah, our guide as well.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's type bars. You got NOS on them?
You might. It's an
But
add-on.
this is a 9-foot one, yeah.
Yes, so 9'5", bit more tuned for stick baits, but you can do everything with it.
Okay. So that
That's
was
probably what we would prefer, because then it's more versatile then.
I think that's it.
You want to try to load that one or not? You want to
Load it up. 95H.
95H.
Hopefully your back's
It's
gonna hold up.
hurt you, man. It's gonna hurt more, bro.
Is it?
Anyway, go.
Let's
Ready?
give it a try. You know what? Surprisingly, it's not too stiff though. So go for it. Give it as much as you want. It feels like heaps. Keep going. Two hands.
Bro, you're gonna hurt him. Where's your gimbal? Where's your gimbal, bro? Put the gimbal.
I didn't even bring
Get
it.
the gimbal.
I left it. No, that's good, man.
You feel it
He's
more,
powerful.
right? Of course you're gonna feel it more.
Who's here? I want to get abs off this.
That's it. Feeling it already. Next one is the 100HH. Honestly, we spoke about pretty much all the tech because this is a Type R RG as well. Same technology,
This is the one that I got.
The H.
but in the RG.
The RG, yeah.
spot on.
Yeah, but the older model.
Yes. So
Did you
that's actually got
put it in
the
there?
exact same blend.
Yeah.
You brought it in there,
Yeah,
right?
in there, yeah.
Beautiful odds.
Yeah, I can cast this all day with no problem with 14K.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's meant for.
It's heaps light.
Did you use stick baits?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Stick
you did.
mates, yeah.
Yeah.
I got that red bass.
Red back.
Red bass. Got the what else? What was it?
You almost got the snake too. With it. He didn't touch the snake.
I had to do interversion Steve Irwin and get bitten. But okay, so our guide Type R, and heavy.
We pretty much covered this one, man.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much covered
And
this one.
So technology-wise, it's the same as the other ones. Just
Yeah.
have your spec up to
Okay.
P6.
P6,
Yeah.
150 grand. Yeah. I love this rod, man.
Beautiful rod.
Yeah, beautiful rod.
I thought you sold yours.
No,
Go
right.
for it.
You
Load
got rid of
up.
it, you just didn't use it.
Didn't use it. In there.
Oh, oh yeah.
Bring back memories. Red bass.
Yes.
Spanish mackerel.
Good rod, man. So what? 14K, yeah.
That's
14K rule.
14.
Perfect match.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
I don't know. What's the next one?
Next one is the Daiwa 𝓷𝓳𝓪.
Oh.
Arnold's favorite brand, clearly.
Oh. It's heavier. Looks heavier.
It
Daiwa.
does feel a bit heavier. But what's this is a 10-4?
I believe so. That one
no,
is
no.
the 9'3", extra heavy.
Extra heavy.
See, that's got the 3 at the end of it.
Yeah.
3-piece rod.
Three-piece. Okay. And this is a 6 to 8 as well. P6 to 8.
I believe so. Spec should be on there, but yeah, so pretty strong up to P6 to 8.
Yeah.
And the jigs cast up to 200 grams.
So I've noticed like a lot of the high-end stuff, all their guides are like this now.
Reverse?
Yeah, reverse. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's supposed to reduce tangles and windknots and whatnot.
Okay.
So that's why most rods you see these days are built with like a reverse guide.
Yeah. Okay.
It just seems to be what's happening right now. Well, it's obviously been tested.
And it's working well as well.
Clearly, if every brand's jumping on it, chances are that it's working extremely well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How much are these going for, man?
These ones, about the 1 grand mark, just under. I have to double check that, but I believe this one was 949 from memory. I have to double check that.
Just want to see the guide.
Oh,
sorry,
look at this thing,
sorry, bro. Oof, look at that. I mean, they make these things look really sexy nowadays, huh? Look at it.
It gets people like you to buy it, that's why.
Ooh, very nice.
Make us want to touch it a bit more.
Yeah.
Alright, load it up,
No, but
let's go.
this one does feel a bit heavy compared to just say the 𝓐𝓫.
The 𝓐𝓫, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks
sure.
heavier, man.
Yeah.
Heavier spec as well, to be fair, but I think overall, even in that same P rating,
Yep.
it's still going to be a heavier rod.
Does this come in 2-piece?
Unfortunately not. So the breakthrough is all 3-piece. The thing is though, that joint portion of the rod, that's some of the most expensive parts of the entire rod.
Okay.
So they use their, I believe it's, I've got to double check this, but they have their the V-joint alpha.
Yep.
And that's supposed to give it a pretty much perfect bend throughout the entire rod, no dead spots.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what makes it quite pricey, but also extremely effective.
Yeah, right. And they've got the locking mechanism as well.
Yes.
Load it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, let's load it up.
Let's go for it. Let's just make the joints are in. 3-piece rod, you always want to double check the joints. And go for it. Load it up as hard as you want. It's PA. Keep going. Keep going.
Easy. Yeah, okay. Dragger.
Lives up to its name, right?
These are tested out. I think, what's his name? That YouTube guy.
Briggsy?
Jay Wild.
Jay Wild.
Oh, Jay Wild.
Yeah,
yes.
you had it like testing it
pumped
over
it,
there for like a long time. So. All right, and then you got your last one here, Will.
Yep, so that's the Dragger SX. It's essentially the breakthrough, but it's been kind of watered down a little bit. It's a bit cheaper.
Okay.
So that goes
It's a
around.
dragger.
It's still a dragger, yes.
Okay.
So
And 3-piece.
actually 2-piece.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So only the Dragger breakthrough, the very top end one is 3-piece.
Yep.
The remaining Dragger X and SX, they're both just 2-piece rods.
Okay.
So what's this P? What?
P 2 to 4.
Oh, 2 to 4.
Yeah.
And what's the cast range on that?
Cast range is 80 grams max.
80 grams.
Yeah, jigs 100 grams.
How does it feel? Does it feel heavy?
No, this one feels a lot lighter. But it is. What this is like a MH. Yeah, MH.
Yes.
What's a 10 foot? What?
10-footer, yes. It's actually a bit longer.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
How much does this one go for?
This one, pretty sure it's 569, 599.
Well, it's going to compete with the Demon Blood and all that.
It's technically a spec above it, and it's more made for like performance shore jigging.
Yeah.
The Demon Blood's pretty rigid. You can bash it around a bit. It's not going to break on you.
Yeah.
This is more fragile, so you want to be careful.
Yeah.
But performance of it will be a lot better.
Okay.
What's the other one? The Spartan?
Spartan.
Yep.
Spartan, yeah, it'll compete with that too, right?
Would it be the same?
Pretty much the same price point.
Same, okay.
Spartan, once again, like the Demon Blood, it's a lot more rigid.
Yeah.
Like
More
it's
stick-based probably, yeah.
yeah, that's right. It's a bit more weight, a bit more power, but you can really kind of abuse that one.
Yeah.
This one you want to look after it. If you take care of it, amazing performance, Rob.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That this would be suit for like 5k, 6k.
Yeah, that SW 6K works well. You can run an 8K technically.
Yeah.
But because of how light it is, the saltwater 6K works really well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be as balanced as well for 8k, I reckon. It'd be
Exactly.
like too heavy at the back.
That's right.
Yeah. Sweet.
Load it up, man.
Load
Let's
up.
see.
Let's see
Load
what
it
we
up,
can do. SX.
Go for it. It's got plenty, trust me. Keep going.
This is alright, bro.
Keep going.
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, well, it's a lighter spec, that's why.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, that's good, man.
So what would this compete with?
Equivalent to a what? Colt Sniper XR?
Spot on. Yeah. Shimano guy comes again.
So it's probably there to compete with it.
It is,
I
yeah.
don't think they had any rods that competed with the XR.
Yeah, I think previously there were no rods that were as good in terms of performance as the XR in the Daiwa range.
Yeah.
That's in Daiwa Australia's range, so that's a really welcome addition. Having said that, the Colt Sniper series have always been an amazing shore jigging series.
Yeah.
The BB, the SS, the XR, all beautiful rods.
Yeah, we covered that off in the previous video.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you've shown us all the expensive rods, as always.
We tried.
But there are other rods. There was MC Works and all that. But I think we covered everything off previously already. So if you guys want to check that out, these are just a new addition to the shore jigging. Shore jigging range. All right, man. Well done.
Perfect.
Let's move on.
Let's go for it.
All right, Gab, we'll go through some jigs, see what we've got now.
No worries, roll it.
Rolling. I see that you got some new jigs here.
Yeah, so we've got a few new ones. So we'll start off with the Daiwa Saltiga BS jigs.
Yeah.
So the Saltiga BS jigs, these are the backslide jigs.
Backslide BS.
Yeah, the backs. Yeah,
Why the BS?
Yeah, backslide.
Yeah,
yes,
backslide.
Yes. Nothing else. There could be another meaning to it, but yes, we call it the backslide jigs. So with these, they're more of a slimmer profile.
Yep.
The great thing about these is, even for the weights, they range from 40. I think they go all the way up to 100 grams. Sorry, up to 100 grams.
Yep.
These all come pre-rigged as well. The terminals are great. They come with double assists at the top, which are all BKKs with the tinsels as well.
Yep.
These jigs, due to the slimmer profile, they're very easy to jig, easy to cast.
Yep.
They fall at a little bit of a slower pace compared to some jigs which are more smaller and more dense as well.
Okay.
For anybody starting off jigging, or even for the guys experienced, they're great jig to use.
Yep.
And also, yeah, like I said, because of the profile, they're not as tiring.
Yeah, okay. So the profile, it makes a big difference, yeah, on the profile, and how how the action is as well.
That's correct.
Okay.
So
what, the slimmer it is, the more faster it falls, or how does it go?
Not necessarily, but it's mostly to do with the actual dynamics of, the dynamics of the lure and how it sort of sinks, and more so to do with the action.
Yep.
So with the slimmer profile, like I mentioned, it's much easier to actually work the lures because there's less resistance in the water.
Okay.
One major thing is, you're probably seen it by now, which I was going to reveal.
Yep.
But on the back of these jigs,
yeah,
they've got a slightly different. So this is a pink one.
Yep.
I think this one's symmetrical, but I think there's another one, for example this one, which is like a chartreuse stripe.
Yep.
This one's just a plain silver at the back as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's just to give a different type of presentation in the water.
Yep.
Something to, I guess, attract the fish, something with a different profile.
Yeah, okay. And then, so for this one here,
Yep.
because it is a slimmer profile, what type of like water current situation would be suited?
Me personally, because I've used a few of these as well myself, and I've had good luck on these. I prefer these personally for situations in shallower water, or areas where it's not too deep. So just as a ballpark, the 60-gram jig, if I'm fishing around maybe 7 or 8 meters with not too much current, not too much wind,
that will be okay?
Yep, they're a great option.
Okay.
Because due to the shape of the lure, also when I'm working the lure, I don't have to work it too fast.
Yes, correct, yeah.
So it just helps keep the lure in the strike zone for longer as well.
Okay.
And it's also less fatiguing for the angler.
Yep.
In the case that the current was a little bit stronger, or if it was a bit windier and I was having difficulties casting, that's when I'll probably switch to a different style of jig, such as, we don't have many in stock here, but...
yeah, okay. Yeah, the longer ones. Yeah, okay.
So these are also part of the Saltiga family of jigs. This is the SL series, which is, I think, the semi-long.
Semi-long, yep.
Semi-long jig, yeah.
Yep. Okay, and it's got the action as well behind.
That's correct. Yeah, the great thing about these lures is, if for anybody who's picking up their lures, if you just want to, I guess, gauge how the lure falls in the water and how it works, you can just flip it to the back, and it'll just illustrate the falling action of the jig as well as how it works when you're working it.
Yeah, which is good.
You have the long one, not the semi-long?
Sorry? The long one's coming soon. We're still building it.
The long one's coming soon. Yeah, okay. All right. So we've got the new 𝓔𝓷𝓪 lure. Explain to me what this one is. Actually, no, sorry, it's 𝓪.𝓴.𝓪. 𝓪.𝓴.𝓪. Oh my God. 𝓪.𝓴.𝓪. Anyway, yes, so yeah. Gab, explain to me what this one is. It looks a bit weird, bro. It looks more of a squid jig type of style.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a funky design. It's a metal jig in the shape of a prawn.
Okay.
With a blade on the back as well.
Yeah, okay.
So with these, they come with a assist or treble at the front.
Yeah.
If you look at the smaller ones.
So the smaller ones you can use for trout then as well, eh? I think because of the flash at the back.
You reckon? No?
I think they're a little bit too big because they're 20 grams.
Yeah.
These will sink quite fast, and I know a lot of the areas that people fish for trout, it's normally in streams.
Yeah, which is light.
You'll have to fish it much lighter.
Light current as well.
So the models, mostly 40 grams and under, you'll find a lot of people, they use them in the estuary systems. You can use them off breakwalls within the harbour as well if there's not too much current. Whereas the 60 grams predominantly used more so in areas such as the rocks, or in harbour spots where the current's stronger or it's much deeper.
Okay.
With these, they're very straightforward to use. They're very easy to cast as well. In terms of action-wise, you can almost pretty much wind them in, slow roll, or you just give them small hops.
Yeah, okay.
They're not designed to be worked, I guess, as aggressively as how you do for a normal jig.
Yeah, okay. No, they look pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
And plus that flash at the back.
Correct.
Will give you that more, visibility as well when it's trying to attract that fish.
Correct, yeah. So that's just got the blade at the back. So once again, even if you just slow wind it, especially in a lot of areas in the harbour where the water's a bit murkier as well, with a gold flasher, it just gives something a bit more, something for the fish to look at, something a bit more attractive.
Okay. 𝓪.𝓴.𝓪.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many names you've put for the lure, but yes, I'll go with that one.
We'll get it one day.
Yeah, one day.
All right, Gab. So we're to the Nature Boys.
Yep.
Nature Boys?
Yes, Nature Boys. His name's a bit more, I guess, straightforward to say.
Yeah.
Nature Boys. As you can probably tell, the first thing that you probably notice is the cardboard packaging. As the name suggests, with Nature Boys, they focus a lot on fishing gear which is much more eco-friendly.
Okay.
So as a result, they've designed this cardboard packaging with the slots inserted as well,
Yep.
which is once again eco-friendly as well. I'm pretty sure it's a recycled material.
Okay.
Plus at the same time as well, you can visually see all the lures. It looks quite appealing on the wall. So Nature Boys, they're more of a boutique Japanese brand.
Japanese, yep.
Yeah. Such as, like in similar realms of, I guess, CB1.
Okay. Ah, yeah, CB1. Yeah. Okay. So recycling packaging.
Yeah.
Yep.
Japanese made.
Japanese made as well.
Yep.
So pretty much what? Will it dissolve in water?
The packaging, I hope you're not throwing in the water, but, but I guess if it was to accidentally go into water, yes, I would hope so that it will decompose in the water.
Okay.
Another initiative is with these, as you probably can tell, the price point, they're a little bit steeper compared to your traditional jigs.
Yep.
They're around
So starting from what 33 compared to what shape it is as well?
Roughly, yeah. The smaller ones, they start off a little bit cheaper. They start off at around $29.95, so around $30.
Okay.
A ballpark of $30.
Yeah. So are they all the same shape, or what? Like in terms of the jigs, are they the same shape, or the thickness of it is different as well compared to how heavy it is, and the action as well?
That's correct. So there's actually a few series in the range. So the one that you have is a Spin Rider Deep. This one's more popular for the guys off the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which one would be better for your shore jigging?
For Team Kingies, if you want something more suitable for the rocks, we've got the Wiggle Riders in the 100 grams, which are still suitable for the rocks, for the guys chasing, I guess, a slightly heavier jig.
Yep.
The most popular ones, that's correct, yeah.
100 gram, yep. Wiggle Rider.
Wiggle Rider, yeah. This is something like Hadi. This is probably one of our most popular shore casting models. It's called the Sus Rider because he's a bit of a suspect.
It's a bit sus, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to catch the Sus Rider, they might use the Wiggle Rider.
That's correct.
Together.
Yeah. There's also a Rock Rider as well.
And the Rock Rider.
Yeah, this guy only comes in, I think, to 120 and 160 gram model.
Definitely the Rock Rider.
The rock hard. You know what they say. Yeah, okay. So these are the ones that you would use for your shore jigging then, the Wiggle and the Sus.
Yeah, so those two are the most popular ones. And one thing I forgot to mention is with these jigs, the major difference is, like I said, because I focus on being eco-friendly, these lures are actually made out of an iron or steel, like a metal material, as opposed to an
iron jig,
lead.
yeah, okay.
That's correct, yeah. So as a result...
They would last longer?
Look, they are more durable.
Yeah.
They're normally harder to dent because they're a harder metal.
Yeah.
Also, in the case that you do snag them, because I know obviously the guys fishing off the rocks, they do go through a lot of jigs and they do get snagged. In the case that you do get snagged, it will break down and it will decompose much faster compared to the traditional lead, which takes a long time.
Yeah, pretty much forever.
Yep.
Yep. And then, so these ones, they don't come with assist hooks, I've noticed.
These ones, they don't. So with these, we can help you pick out the assist hooks, the split rings as well. Yep. But with these, now these come pre-rigged.
Yeah, okay. So say for example, a Sus Rider, a Wiggle Rider, what would you recommend assist hooks on? What size?
So with these guys, if you're chasing kings, mostly between that 2 to 3.0 mark, depending on the brand.
Okay. All right. So just say with this and the assist hooks and just say split rings, how much are you looking at?
The pack of split rings, around $10. Assist hooks could be $10 for a pack of 2 as well.
Yeah.
Swivels could be $4, but just bear in mind with the split rings, they do come in like a pack of 10 or 15, so
correct,
so they will last you a while.
You can use them for your other jigs as well. Yeah, okay. All right, so we've done Nature's Boys, we've done whatever that name was over there. We'll go to what, the C1 now?
CB1s.
CB1s, okay.
So CB1, another boutique Japanese lure manufacturer. They also make accessories and also rods as well.
Yep.
The most popular models for shore casting will be, I'm just going to grab a few. That's one of them.
So 35 gram?
I think that's 35.
Yep, looks like it.
These two, and then I'll just get a F1.
110.
Yep.
110. Yeah, 80. Oh, casting spec, okay.
Yeah, these are mostly just casting spec, just because we're focusing on the shore casting element. So as you can probably tell, they're a few little bit, they're a little bit different. A few funky shapes such as this G2.
Yep.
We'll start off with this small one. So the 02 model is a 35 grammer, but if you look at it in comparison to size to the other ones, it's much smaller, much chunkier.
Yeah, okay.
It's also re-weighted as well.
At the end, yep.
Yep. So it casts really well, sinks really fast as well. It's a really good bait profile.
These are 35. So what size do they come in?
These are available in 35 and 45.
Okay.
The reason why I wanted to start off with this one, this is a bit of a unique one. This is made out of tungsten.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so as a result, it is a little bit more expensive.
Yep.
However, that's the only way that they can reduce the size to, I guess, like this really miniature profile, whilst being heavy enough to cast as well.
Yeah, okay.
So great baitfish profile.
Yeah, okay. All right. And again, these don't come pre-rigged, so you just got to get your own assist hooks as well.
That's correct. Or if you run over assist hooks, there's a fella named Hadi who's got a 1,000 oceans legacy G heads.
Yeah, okay. So this is probably like your smaller bonitos and that as well, though?
Yep.
Yep.
And then we'll move on to the F1.
Yep.
That's your standard metal shore jig. Center balanced. This guy's center balanced as well. It's a fast jig, so for anybody who's used like the Palms 𝓔𝓷𝓪 series, the standard 𝓔𝓷𝓪 or the massive, similar type of action. Okay. Cast it out, let it sink, just rip it up pretty fast.
Yeah, okay. And the good thing about like all these jigs, it shows you like how they fall.
That's correct.
And what they do as well.
Yep. So with the CB1 jigs, the top area just here, that shows you the action. So one on the full, one on the drop.
Yeah.
As well as the body design.
Yeah,
so
okay. And how, Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's the F1. Next one we'll go through is, we'll save the best one for last. CB1 C1, the semi-long. So similar concept, I guess, to the Daiwa, the Saltiga SL series as well. It's a really nice design. It's sort of like a knife. If you look at it, it's almost like a blade. Cuts through the water really well. Sinks at a decent pace, but not too fast, not too slow as well. To my knowledge as well, I'm pretty sure this is also a center balance jig. And once again, you can just see the full action.
The action,
just there as well.
Yeah, which is good. At least you know how it falls. You know what I mean. So you're not kind of guessing how it falls and what you need to do and stuff like that. So you kind of explains what it needs there. It's good.
So that's the C1, and then we'll go through the G2. So that's probably an interesting shape, something that you don't see in other brands. So to my knowledge, the G2 concept is, if you look at the top here, it says jet propulsion. Yep. The whole concept behind this is it's supposed to be shaped similar to like a helicopter blade.
Okay. Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you work it as like a fast jig. These models they start from around 80 grams, which you can use from the shore. Yep. They get all the way up to, I think, around 280 grams, 250 grams,
wow. Okay.
which is great for the boat, which I think I used when I fished with Hadi last time as well.
200 gram.
I think I was fishing around the 180 gram to 200 gram mark.
Okay.
But with these are great. You can work them quite fast as well. You can give like a combination style jig, which is like 2 or 3 small hops with a big raise, drop it. Sometimes on the drop as well. The reason why it's called the G2 is sometimes you'll get them on the drop, they'll start hovering and then they'll drop.
Okay. So very versatile then, this one.
Very versatile, very unique action.
Yeah. What size do they come?
These come from 60 gram onwards off the top of my head. I know that they make 80 grams 100%, but I've got a feeling that they start from 60 grams all the way up to just sub 300.
Wow, 300?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So in terms of new lures, that's pretty much about it. With the Palms 𝓔𝓷𝓪s, which as many of our customers know, they are pretty much our best-selling jig.
Okay.
Great value for money. There's plenty of options as well in the series as well. There's 4 different models, heaps of different sizes, perfectly tuned for shore jigging.
Okay.
Yeah. 𝓔𝓷𝓪, yeah.
I've never used one. I might have to get some as well.
I think so, you do.
𝓔𝓷𝓪.
All right, that's it, guys. That was the update with shore jigging equipment. We've gone through quite a bit in the past videos, but this is just an addition to those last ones. Will and Gab, again, done an amazing job. But the star of this video is this guy here, Rolly Rock Drag. and myself, Anuar, Bream Whisperer, as he calls me. Anyway, look, hopefully you guys got a bit more information from this particular video. Come into ISO Fishing at Croydon Park and at Eastwood. They've got all the gear that we just spoke about. But again, this was the premium. This was the premium stuff. I got to admit,
Yeah.
there are other stuff. There are other equipment that are not as premium, a different price point. But these are the cream of the crop. So if you want to get that big fish,
It's the one to go for. That's it.
anyway,
Got to get the best gear, pretty much.
Quality gear, right?
Anwar got me into the expensive stuff. It's his fault. If my wife's watching, it's his fault. Anyway, that's it. Until the next video. Thanks again, bro.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Anwar,
bro.
good as usual, man.
No worries.
And Gab, behind the camera. Well done, man.
Good stuff.
Ooh.
Very good.
The lure down, yeah. Keep the lure down a bit.
Look at these models. Nah.
Done.
Yeah.